What's up, y'all? How are y'all? What's going on? Y'all have to make sure that we're good to go. So we are good to go. I can see myself on the screen over here. So we're good. Y'all, what's going on? So the other day I had to go through some stuff because if you're a member of the creative coaching group, um we film some of our stuff like months in advance. So I actually had to film something that's um, Halloween themed, and I knew I had a tote with nothing but sunflowers, and I finally found it. I'm like, oh, thank goodness, I found my sunflowers. Y'all know I love sunflowers. Um, One of my favorite color combinations to do for sunflowers is red and white gingham with yellow and some blue, kind of making it like a country theme. I really love that theme, so that's what we're gonna do today. But y'all, these are the heads of sunflowers I found. I did buy these at Michael's, um, but I did buy them during the fall. But y'all, they have little hooks on them in the back, so that we're able to attach to our um, wreath like this. Okay, what's going on, y'all? Y'all, hold on. Okay, no, we're good. Okay, so I wanted to use a yellow ribbon, but I'm not sure if I want to use a yellow ribbon. I might because this is like a denim ribbon. Y'all, if you hear the dogs barking, I apologize for that. Apparently there's somebody walking their dogs outside, I guess. I can kind of see them. Um, that is what it is. It's just the way life goes, y'all. I wait for the day when I actually have a live that's not interrupted by the jingling of a dog collar, the bird chirping, the delivery guy. Yeah, but that's probably never gonna happen. So yeah, I did use. I don't know if I want to use this dark denim colored ribbon. I might end up using this yellow ribbon that I actually surprisingly got at Walmart, y'all. This this ribbon came from Walmart. Y'all, I am not a fan of these scissors. I bought these because they have a spring in them. I'm like, oh, that's going to be nice. It's fun. Nope, it's not fun at all, y'all. Not fun at all. So I did buy this at Walmart, this ribbon, and it is only 12 feet. But, y'all, it's actually a really nice quality ribbon. It's a nice thick. Um, Normally I buy a lot of my ribbon from DecoExchange, but sometimes every once in a while I'll find a ribbon that I like and I want to buy it. Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and we're gonna use we're gonna cut our ribbon tails first. Okay. Yeah, I love sunflowers and my mom hates sunflowers, so I think that's why I really like the sunflowers. I know I've said that before. Um, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I need 9 of each color. And I really like this plaid pattern. This red and white plaid pattern. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I did cut the 9. Okay. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's like I know it's not our property where people walk their dogs, but I feel like sometimes it's intentional when they walk through there because they know it riles him up and it just causes a whole thing. And I'm like, dude, chill, relax. It's just the people, they're walking their dog. Now, I used to actually have a lady that would intentionally walk along our fence line and provoke our dogs. She was not very happy when I went out there yelling at her. She used the excuse of, well, it's public property. And I'm like, yes, I was like, it is public property. I was like, but you're intentionally walking along our fence line, provoking the dog, and you see he's going crazy. Just walk across the street on the other side. Now, Oreo is a small dog, but our other dog is half German Shepherd and half Boxer. So he's a big dog, and I'm like, lady, your little Pomeranian Shih Tzu or something, that's a snack for him. Don't do that, please. I do not want to be in charge of that. Okay, so we are cutting these at 13 inches. All of these are 13 inches. That's about my go-to ribbon tail length. Y'all, do you hear that? Like, I'm like, seriously, if it's not the wind, it's the dogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And part of the time, it's probably just the, if there's a little breeze, he barks at the leaves. I'm like, dude. But sometimes you can tell, like, your dog's bark. I don't know if y'all have noticed it. You can tell when they feel threatened just by some of their barks. And about 2 weeks ago, he barked, and I was like, oh, that was not a good bark. I got up out of bed. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, y'all. And I got out of bed, and I was like, that was not a good bark. Okay, so I think I'm going to do this solid blue. Yeah. Oh, thanks, y'all. I mean, it just really bothered me. I'm like, goodness gracious. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Y'all, last night we had to deal with Oreo inside the creative coaching group. I am babysitting Oreo for the week. My father is in Arizona with my brother, and I'm like, she's just daddy's little girl. She's spoiled, and I'm like, I'm not spoiling you the way your daddy spoils you. They don't pay me enough to deal with you. What's up, y'all? Yo, I really do not like those scissors. I think those are gonna go in the trash, and they're brand new too. So I did choose another item that I thought I might use in this, and only because it's gonna make it kind of really country, farmhousey. I really want to say it's country farmhouse, because every time I see like red and white gingham, I always think like a farm, or just, I mean, to me, red and white gingham is country. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but to me, I feel like red and white gingham is country. Mix it in with some sunflowers. Good morning, y'all. I am back at home. Y'all know I was at the warehouse last week. I had a lot of fun last week. I'll tell y'all, shopping for something to make on a shopping for a project was a little bit easier at the warehouse. But alas, I have lots and lots of stuff, y'all. So I have my own warehouse over here, basically. I came home to like 6 boxes. I was like, ooh, I don't remember what I ordered. Y'all ever get like that? You're like, oh, and then you get home, like, you've been gone all day, like either out shopping or you've been at work all day, and you get home, or even like, y'all, so sometimes when we go out of town, like, I forget that I order stuff, and I'm like, oh crud, we're going out of town for like 3-4 days, so we'll come home, and lo and behold, right in front of the door on the porch, there's like 8-9 boxes. I'm like, oh, oopsie. So I am grouping these up how I want. Y'all, this lace, this blue ribbon is actually like a denim, like a really dark denim. So it's definitely country feeling to me. Country themed. I feel it is. And I think I cut way too many ribbon strips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, no. I did cut too much. I cut 1 extra. Y'all, if last night inside the creative coaching group, we learned how to make a boutonniere and a corsage. I'm pretty sure that was the longest tutorial I've ever done inside the creative coaching group, but we had a lot of fun, y'all. Okay, so there's our ribbons. Dump it on the floor. What's up, y'all? Y'all, so that other sign that I kind of picked out was this rooster. I'm not sure if I want to use this rooster or not. I know it's going to be really country looking if I add this rooster, so I'm really not 100% sure if I want to add that. But we're going to keep it in the pile back here, and we'll see. Now I'm just going to group these in order of the way that they're supposed to go. Okay, so that's the way they're going to be inside the wreath. So we're just going to put that off to the side. Next, we're going to make our ruffles. Now, I am going to do something a little bit different. I really only want the color on the inner ring. This yellow mesh is one of my favorite yellow mesh. It's RY830257. And it's yellow and white jute mesh, which I absolutely love. So since I really only want the mesh on the inner ring, we're going to cut these at 18 inches. Because the rest I want that burlap color. Okay, put these off to the side. Put those over there. And now on this one, this is RY830254. This is the one we're going to make our 30-inch ruffles with. So we're still doing the Jordan method, but we're doing this with the burlap just on the outer ring. So these are going to be 30 inches. Now we've got our 5. There we go. I'll put one of those off to the side. But now we've got our ruffles for our outer ring, our ruffles for our inner ring. And now I need to do the poofs on the wreath form. Pile those up. Good morning, y'all. So I do use the pre-made work wreath forms, and I get mine from shoplikejordan.com. That's where I get all of my work wreath forms. If you type in work wreath, it should pop up. If not, the SKU is XX7504W4. So y'all, we're using that 10-inch mesh. I'm going to drop it down, kind of roll it onto itself to the center. Find one of my ties, open it up, untwist it. And now we're measuring out 10 inches. 10 inches is my go-to length. So 10 inches. And the poofs only go on the inner ring, y'all. That's the only time I put the poofs. I don't put poofs on the outer rings anymore. I mean, I don't want to say I don't do it anymore. I still do it every once in a while, but not the way I used to do it. Okay, so measuring out my 10 inches. Kind of poofing these up as I go. Okay, so now we've done all of our poofs. These are 10-inch poofs, y'all. and we used the 10-inch mesh. So I'm going to go ahead and just roll that back up. Save that for another project because I can definitely get some ruffles out of that one. Okay, so now we're bringing back our 30-inch ruffles. And the 30-inch ruffles are for our outer ring. Okay, I'm going to curl that up. Now I just run that up against my belly and set that ruffle down in there. So we're just going to go all the way around. We're going to continue it all the way around to make sure that there is ruffles in every twist tie. So you should have a total of 10 of these because there are 10 twist ties around the wreath frame. Now every once in a while they will skip a tie. Y'all, you can always use just a pipe cleaner to attach that extra one in. If you're a little OCD like I am, I would definitely add that extra one in. Okay, it's just going through, adding our ruffles. And now after this, like it does get probably a little bit faster since we've already cut our ribbons, we've already cut our mesh, and we have our sunflower sitting there. We're definitely going to make a half bow. Half bows are my jam right now, y'all. I'll ride that train as long as I can. So someone asked, Sarah asked, do you mostly use the burlap in beige because it blends well with colors? Yes, I definitely always, I don't have a big stockpile of, so I have a big stockpile of colored mesh in 10 inches. I do buy the 10-inch mesh in all the colors that it comes in. I buy lots and lots of colors. But I like using the burlap because I can make 10, 15 bases like this, and then I can go back and add whatever color I need in my ribbon or my signs, and it just kind of makes everything else pop. I feel it does. It's a nice neutral base. Like a lot of the wreaths you've seen me make, or you'll see me make, have this color in it, the burlap. So it allows me to bring in the bright colors like the reds and the yellows and the greens and things like that. Okay, so yeah, look, that's our base right there. 10-inch mesh 10-inch mesh poofs on the inner ring and 30-inch ruffles on the outer ring. Now I'm going to bring in that red and that yellow, and these are just going on the inner ring. Untwist that tie, set that in. Now you can definitely use whatever colors you want. Like for patriotic designs, I would definitely use like red, white, and blue as my main mesh. Um, or anything like that. I'll use that. I'll definitely do like for Christmas, I'll do like solid red poofs with, and then I'll bring in the ruffles of different colors if I need, if because mainly I use red for Christmas. I do use a lot of red for Christmas, so I'll bring in like if I need red and green, red and white, red, green, and gold. And these ruffles are 18 inches. The inner ring is always 18 inches for me. 18 to 20 inches, I will say that. Because I think the original that I did this had 20-inch ruffles. I've kind of just improvised it, made a few changes. So between 18 and 20 inches for your ruffles on your inner ring. Okay, so y'all, this is exactly what we should have so far. So far, so good. Okay, and now all of our ribbons are already bundled up and ready to go. So this is exactly how I love to do it. Set them off to the side. Grab the first bundle. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Oh. Fold it in half. Find that center. Pinch it. Open that twist tie. Once, twice. Spread out my ribbon tails. And now we're really just going to start adding our ribbon in. So we're just going to do that all the way around. And my ribbon tails were 13 inches, y'all. We did cut those at the beginning of the video, but these are 13 inches. Y'all, last week when I was in Louisiana, my allergies were like non-existent. I get off the plane, runny nose, let's see, runny nose, sneezing. I'm like, really? Really? And then on Saturday, because I came home Friday, Saturday, windy as all get out. Sunday, the same thing. I'm like, yep. Welcome back to West Texas, Jordan. And you gotta love West Texas. Like, West Texas weather is so temperamental. On Sunday, I believe it was like 81 degrees, y'all. It was really pretty on Sunday, and then yesterday was cold. All it is it's just dry here, and over there there's some humidity, of course. So that plays a factor in it, and there's moisture in the air. And here it's just dry, so. Yo, I can tell you if I was to move, it probably wouldn't be to Louisiana still. It would definitely not be to Louisiana. I know that's where a lot of people think I would probably move, but definitely. I mean, I probably shouldn't even say like definitely not. It sounds kind of snarky. Um, but I would probably stay in Texas. I love Texas. Um, but probably San Antonio, New Braunfels area of Texas would probably be home for me. I just love that area, and it's not. It's it's far enough, but still close enough to home. So it's about 5 hours from here. And if you follow me for a long time, y'all know I love San Antonio. So anywhere in that area would probably be a good place for me to call home. Last year I drove to San Marcos to a conference that they have. I was a guest designer there, and I passed through not New Braunfels. I passed through Fredericksburg, and of course, the Hill Country's always been pretty, and I love the Hill Country. And I wish I would have come back that way instead of coming through San Antonio, because there was a spot that as I turned, you literally just like overlooked all of the hills, and there was nothing but hills, and it was really pretty. I was like, oh, that's so pretty. I need to come back and take a picture, and I didn't go back and take a picture. And I was like, dang it. Should have come back through that area. But I didn't. Okay, so y'all, this is what our wreath should look like. Very, very country looking. You got your reds, your yellows, your red and white, and your gingham. Okay, so I kind of want to place my sunflowers. We're going to put one there. I think I'm only going to do one sunflower, y'all. I think we might end up using that rooster. And then we are going to make a half bow. Let's see. Rooster, that. This one might be too much. Yeah, that's too much. That's exactly what we're going to do. So, let's make our half bow, y'all. Put that right there. I'm going to bring in that yellow and white ribbon from Walmart that I chose. I can't find my denim ribbon, y'all. What did I do with my denim blue ribbon? Oh, there it is. And my red and white ribbon. Oh, it's right here, y'all. Yeah, so definitely, I feel like San Antonio could be home for me. We're going to make our first tail at 7 inches. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to go measure 9 inches. Our first loop, pinch and twist. We'll measure out 12 inches. I'm really just adding that yellow in for that extra. And that yellow is like it's a kind of like a gingham, a play on the gingham. But y'all, this is actually a really nice ribbon. I got this at Walmart in their Easter section this year. Oh, it looks like everyone's dealing with allergies, y'all. So we're going to measure out another 9 inches. Pinch and twist. That tail I measured first was 12 inches. Now we're just going to measure out 7 inches. Okay. Bring in that red and white. Now we're going to move up to 10 inches. This is our center. 10 inches. So this is kind of what we should have so far, y'all. It really is just a half bow with some loops and some tails. I like doing this method, and as I've said before, I like doing this one because it allows me to use some of my designer ribbons. Y'all know designer ribbons like this are $40, $50 a roll, but I don't want to really break the bank and use a lot of it because I have to take that into effect of the cost. Measuring out those 12 inches. So now we're going to go up to 11 inches. Pinch and twist. Yo, I just love San Antonio and that area, period. I'll be 100% honest with y'all. Every time I go, it gets harder and harder for me to leave. I'm like, I wish I wasn't having to go home. I wish this was home. Measuring out another 11 inches. And we've got our tail. Okay, so I do need to kind of look in my stash right here and see if I have a 4-inch ribbon. And the only one I see that I think would work well with this is this red and white polka dot. Oh, and I do have to know that's an open roll. That's 2.5 inch. But I could tell you, if I had a red and white gingham print ribbon, I would definitely be adding that in this. Okay, so kind of just making our tail. And this loop's going to be 12 inches. Good morning, y'all. Okay, and we're just going to make our tail. Getting our zip tie, our pipe cleaner that I thought I had here. Y'all, I'm kind of all over the place today. Goodness gracious. Get it together, Jordan. Still holding all of those ribbons together. And now we're just zip tying it shut. There we go. So manipulating our tails and our loops to go in different directions. Y'all, that's what our bow looks like before we even cut all of our ribbon tails, our dovetails. Okay, so it's actually a really pretty bow. Put put that back on the shelf. So who knows, y'all? Maybe in the future, I'll be able to call San Antonio home. But for now, Alpine, Texas is home. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to place our bow in there first. Kind of build around that bow. And a majority of the time, about 99% of the time, my bow is really made with the exact same ribbons that I used inside as ribbon tails. I might add 1 or 2 extra that just break up the coloring just to add that little pop, but I really do try and use the ribbons that I do have inside the wreath. So now we're going to just dovetail those. I like to dovetail my 1.5 inch and my 2.5 inch and my 4 inch ribbons. Anything smaller than that, I really don't dovetail. One, because I have fat fingers, so it gets a little harder to do that. But that's normally what I do. And on those, I just kind of do like a little knife edge. Bow was a little too loose for me. It wasn't on there nice and tight like I normally have it. Yeah, so if you've never done the half bow, y'all give it a try. You can actually do the half bow on the Easy Bow Maker. We did it one time, and it worked the same way. You just start. So I work from front to back. You would just start from the back to the front, y'all. That's it. Trim that just a little bit more, about a 1/2 inch more. There we go. Okay, so y'all, that's what we have with our bow so far. Y'all look how pretty that looks. And you would definitely have everybody fooled that you made a full big bow, and it's not a full big bow, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add this sunflower in. And this one does have a little hook on the back, so that's what's really great. Just wrap a pipe cleaner around it. Wrap that going through the mesh. Making sure to secure that to my frame. Y'all, I always try and make sure that I secure my pipe cleaners to my work frame rather than just depending on those tinsel ties or whatever it may be, pipe cleaners. I try and make sure and I wrap that around that frame. You'll see right here in the back, like that's where our bow is, and that's our sunflower. So I always try and make sure and wrap that around that frame. Okay, so they're already both tied in. Now I am loving this. Now we're gonna add our little buddy here. Yeah, this one I believe actually came in one of the monthly boxes last year, but you can look for it and you can be MD 066417. That's for our little rooster. It is a rooster, right? No, it's a chicken. Is that a rooster or a chicken, y'all? Is that a chicken? No, it's a rooster, right? It's a rooster, right? I think it's a rooster. We're gonna call it a rooster. Definitely a rooster. I feel it's a rooster. Okay, so right here where his legs are, his feet, I'm just gonna wrap a pipe cleaner around there, and I'm gonna be able to cover that up with some ribbon or florals, whatever it may be. I thought it was a rooster. So just tying that in. Yo, chicken is chicken, right? So let's see. Okay, so we've added in our rooster. I am not happy about the placement of that sign. That's better. Okay, so we've added in our sunflower, we've added in our rooster. Now, we could definitely stop there if we wanted to. You definitely could. But y'all, I'm going to add some florals in. And I don't want anybody to hate me. Please don't, because I am going to use some 60919. And I know a lot of people can't get 60919 because it's sold out. But it's what I have in my stash. And I really need to use it so I can clear up the room for the fall ones that are supposed to be coming towards the fall. So, yeah. bringing in some of that blue. I'm going to come back behind that. I'm going to tie that in, and then I'll bring and get my hot glue, and I'll glue that in, y'all. You know, I'm kind of reduced down to using this tiny little hot glue gun because the other one is really dripping like crazy, and I'm gonna stop using you. Okay, so coming back behind this bow. So really fluffing out that stem. Now look at the big difference that you manipulating and moving around all that greenery does to this stem. It really brings it to life. Coming back behind that bow. Definitely looks like wildflowers too, so that really ties into our theme. I even think when I was younger, it was like a wildflower that kind of grows. It's actually a weed, I think, and I would pick those and give them to my grandma. Okay, so gotta trim that up, clean it up a little bit. So next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this stem up. This one I believe did come from Michael's. And we're going to add this going all the way around the outer edge of it. So I need 5 pieces of this, and it's just I believe it's kind of like a boxwood or eucalyptus bush, but it has some yellow on it. So that's what I'm doing. You know, and it looks really, really weird for me to use a small glue gun. But just going in and adding this, just adding different textures. And that stem actually had just enough because I'm putting one in every other tie. And I'm not just gluing this to the the mesh. Like I'm making sure I'm securing it to that work wreath frame, that tie. Cut up this red 60919. I did pull one of each color, y'all, so I'm like, you know what? This is the way I'm going to be able to use it all. Curling up those pieces. Yeah, I'm just so used to my big glue gun. I'm going to mix in some red right up here. And I'm going to just glue that in right there. Still using one of those tinsel ties to secure it. Okay, so y'all, we are done. Let me see, I think that's like it. Yeah. So y'all, look at that. Look how cool that looks. Rooster, the sunflower, definitely country. I've got my wildflowers, my red, my blue, and my yellow. So y'all, what we started off with was we actually cut our ribbon tails first in this video, but you can always do that in the middle if you want to. The base is a work wreath form. I get that at shoplikejordan.com. The SKU was XX7504W4. I always use pre-made work wreath forms, but if you use pipe cleaners and a different wire frame, more power to you. I'm a little lazy, and I like to use those work wreath forms. Then we added in we used our 10-inch mesh, made 10-inch poofs on the inner ring. Then we made 30-inch ruffles for the outer ring and some 18-inch ruffles to put in the inner ring. We did that. Our ribbon tails are 13 inches, y'all. 13 inches is my go-to length for ribbon tails. So that was our ribbon tail length. Then we came in, we put all of our ribbon in. We made our half bow, added our sunflower, added our rooster, and then we went in and we filled in with just various greeneries. I did add 60919. I know it's sold out, y'all, but it's what I have, and I'm going to use it. Okay? So, y'all, that's all I have. Once again, y'all, we are live here on the YouTube channel at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, Tuesday through Friday, unless something happens and I can't make it. But we are live here on the YouTube channel. We are also live on Facebook Tuesday through Friday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you can catch me on Tuesday through Friday at either one of those times, either on the Facebook page or on the YouTube channel. Okay? So y'all, that's all I have. And I hope to see y'all